It's my pleasure to introduce our speakers for today's ceremony. Speaking first will be our JD graduate, Andrew Michael Karp. Andrew's from Valley Stream, New York. He had obtained his BA in Communication Studies and Economics from Northwestern University. He served as a co-president of Lambda, as notes editor for the Cornell International Law Journal, and as a member of the Italian American Student Association as well as the Jewish Law Student Association. During his time at Cornell, he's been recognized as a Myron Taylor Scholar and received the Harry G. Henn Memorial Prize. He also received the Jeffrey S. Haber Prize for Student Scholarship. After graduating, Andrew plans to join the law firm of Skadden Arps in New York City as an associate this fall. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our JD speaker, Andrew Karp.
Thank you, Dean Peñalver. Congratulations to the Cornell Law School class of 2016. Congratulations also to the parents, grandparents, step-parents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, husbands, wives, fiancés, boyfriends, girlfriends, best friends, just friends, everyone, without whose support this day would not be possible. Even you, our non-priority loved ones watching a simulcast of today's ceremony from the law school, yes, you too have been integral to our success. A wise musician once said, "Work, work, 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 work." Well, we've worked really hard to get to this point. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're gonna work even harder when we leave here. Surely Cornell has taught us the value of working hard and working smart. And wouldn't you know, those countless hours in the library have really paid off. Before law school, I knew nothing about civil procedure, and now I vaguely understand it. Four out of 5 students sitting here today still don't know whether they're graduating because they don't know if they've passed Professor Whitehead's securities regulations exam. And most impressive of all, every graduate here today has mastered the art of Facebooking, online shopping, and G-chatting in class. And to that I say $200,000 well spent. But all joking aside, Cornell has given us a fantastic education. Many of us in this room would say that they've learned more here than they have anywhere else or at any other time in their lives. I, for one, would describe my experience as transformative, and I owe that not only to the professors who make this institution great, but to each and every one of you, my classmates. Indeed, the most profound lessons I've learned here at Cornell have not come from reading cases, but have come from talking about the law. This semester, I had the good fortune of taking criminal procedure with Professor Margulies. And one day for class, we read a case with strikingly sad and disgusting facts. The case involved a woman suspected of being a drug mule. Specifically, she was suspected of swallowing balloons full of cocaine before entering the United States from Colombia. A thorough strip search of the woman revealed no drugs, so police locked her in a room and refused to let her leave until she squatted over a wastebasket and passed the balloons. She was not allowed to call her husband, nor was she allowed to call her 2 young children. There was no furniture in the room but a few chairs and a table. Police told her that if she wanted to sleep, she could use the floor. She was confined there without communication with the outside world in a foreign country for 24 hours. Professor Margulies called on a student to talk about the case and asked him whether the Supreme Court had gotten it right. The student began his answer with the words, "It's problematic that." That's all Professor Margulies needed to hear before he interrupted him and said, "Wait, you find it problematic?" I was surprised that he would go out of his way to comment on a student's word choice, but it all made sense to me when I heard what he had to say next. It's problematic. It's disconcerting. It's troublesome. These phrases that we use so frequently don't actually describe how we feel. Whatever happened to saying, "I was pissed off when I read that," or "that made me really upset, that made me sad"? Where is the ownership of our feelings? As Professor Margulies pointed out, our raw emotions are nowhere to be found. All too often, we remove ourselves from the tragic and disturbing stories we read and discuss them at an arm's length. We opt to be comfortable rather than grapple directly with what challenges us the most. No one graduating today is the same as any other. We are not interchangeable. We have come together for 3 years to learn many of the same skills, but do not be mistaken, we are our own people with our own experiences and our own values. The doctrine is important. Knowing the law and how to apply it will be invaluable. But the doctrinal voice is incomplete unless colored by who we are. Never, ever be afraid to raise your moral voice even louder. I'm reassured knowing that the greatest privilege I'll have today is not addressing you, but graduating alongside you. I'm honored to call you my friends and regret that we don't have more time together. In the wise words of a friend, I am because we are. Thank you and congratulations.